Good evening. The topic tonight, The Last of Us, part one and two. First, a little setup. I'm a little bit late to the game. I got The Last of Us 2020. I knew the second part came out somewhere around May, June. And I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I done some research on it. I said, man, it looks interesting. Read the back bio. And plus, The Last of Us, when a new game comes out, usually the first version or the first one is, $10. So that was the case. I looked for it, couldn't find it. And then I guess November, Black Thursday, Friday, somewhere right in there, I was looking around. I was like, oh, $10. Snagging that. Um, Played through it. And those of you that have played through The Last of Us, fantastic game, story. It really, you try to tell people that haven't played it and they just don't get it. And it's you become part of it, I think. You really identify with the characters and care about them. And if you're anything like me, like I said, trying to get Joel out of that hospital took hours. I mean, seems like you just get to and then you just get killed or run out of ammo or all of the above. But you went up and down with the characters there, and you feel for them, you bled with them. Hours and hours and hours you play with them, you feel you know them. Got through the game, and I was glad. I think anybody in Joel's situation, you would have done the same thing. Um, you know, um, you just would not have sacrificed her. Just couldn't do it. So enter the second one. Well, like I said, right around Christmas, the same time. Like I said, coming up December. Started looking at after you finish the first one. You like, let's look at the second one. So I Googled a little bit and I saw, like I said, some things about what the game entailed, Joel passing, and I really wasn't good with that. I don't think any of us were, even before I'd played the game. But let's move on to getting the game. Found the game, said, it's half price now. Let's get it. So it wasn't going to be $10, but I said, I've played it. I want to get through the second half. And then I start playing it, and honest opinion, they owe us another game. They owe us The Last of Us Part Two, a better game, um, because it was just they say in literature, whether it's a movie or book or something, that to evoke a strong emotion, then the author has done their part. That is good literature, and how it evoked very strong feelings in me. And then looking at some of the comments on YouTube and stuff, a lot of the top people out there that are YouTubers, they were like, I'm playing it, and I have no interest in getting through this section because I'm playing as Abby. I'm and personally myself, if you've played both of them, you play the second one. Abby has a fear of heights. Well, let me tell you what, I jumped off more high things trying to kill her off because I figured, hey, if we kill her off in these prequels, but of course you can't, and to get to the end, it's just one of those things. My thinking is that the people, like I said, if I'd have got the game back in 2013, 2014, and been waiting all this time, got the game in 2020, I, I mean, I was not pleased with it, but I would have been really mad had I been sitting there for 7 years going, this was a fantastic game, cared about these characters. Now, I saw some commentary there where the guy said, had Joel would have sacrificed himself to save Ellie any day of the week, and in the game, but to get it the way he did, and it was just ridiculous. And you can even go back to that first game there and say, the doctor who we came to find out was Abby's dad, had he not come at Joel with a knife, because he didn't kill the two nurses because they didn't try to kill him. Um, but and then personally myself, I think this another part in the second one that Ellie got so upset with Joel, and I really don't think that would have been the case, because in listening to the talking back and forth between them, and finding more about the story as you play it, Ellie, she did not know that the procedure to get the cure was going to kill her, and that she was going to have to die, and there was no guarantee he was going to come up with something. And I think if 2020 taught us anything is that now of course they had a different type of pandemic, but you don't have to sacrifice the person that's immune to find a cure. And I think that's definitely like when that one lady, that one girl at the end of the first one starts throwing out that medical terms jargon. Um, Joel's like, "Oh, that means it would be intertwined with her brain and it would kill her trying to get rid of it." And they're like, "Well, but nobody explained that to Ellie." And I think if she had, they all sat down and go, "We know we're going to do this. There's no guarantee, but you will not survive this." And if she decided, then I think it may have been it obviously a different game. It wasn't a rescue mission at that point. But they didn't tell her it was going to die. She was going to die. Um, so, but all right. So this is the first one there. Like I said, I'll come back and talk again there. But I just think first one great. Care about the characters. Second one was awful. Joel going down that way, no. I saw some commentary that said he would have never stood in the middle of the room, wouldn't have gone in with a group of people and been surrounded, not have weapons. Absolutely. And if we'd have killed Abby at any time along the thing, then. And in addition, one final closing on this video. There at the end, I mean, Ellie went after her once, then came back again. I mean, and then found her again. And then they're crucified out there. So and I just don't agree with the end where she cuts her down, then gets in a fight, gets her fingers bit off. I think going back that second time, the only thing Ellie needed to do was just sit there and watch her die, and wait till she died. Stab her, whatever you need to do, but do not cut her down, let her go, and then decide, oh, now I've got to kill you, and then I'll let you go. I was just like, sit down, crack open whatever you had, and sit there and wait for her to die. Because she'd come back the second time. And coming back the second time gave up, her whatever happiness she could have had with her girlfriend and the baby living, there. I know it was going to be difficult, but she'd gone and survived that part and got her girlfriend out. But, if she had to go back that second time, don't cut her down. Just sit there and go, okay, here we go. I'm sitting here and we're going to watch you die. And, you could have ended the movie, the game there, and I think that would have been better, but still I don't agree with all the other stuff they did. So, in summary, we deserve a second game. Rewrite this one. Put it The Last of Us 2 rewrite or remastered. And, Joel doesn't die. Or, Abby can come, Joel doesn't die. Or it's a thing where at the end of the game, Abby's going after Ellie, and then Joel gets in the way and he dies, and then Ellie chops Abby's head off. Okay. Definitely better than what we had. Please comment below. Have a good evening.